Welcome back to Marty B's YouTube channel. Today's project takes us to Spirit Farms Equestrian Center, which is located in the foothills of western North Carolina. During part of this video, I'm using a head mount camera. I didn't realize it was going to be as shaky as it was whenever I decided to use it. As you see now in the video, I'm trenching out a water line. This water line runs from the county water meter at the road all the way back to the barn, which you'll see later in the video. They wanted an 1.5 inch PVC pipe with tracer wire installed, and I use this trencher here to do it with. Here I'm starting to grade the driveway. They're wanting it wider also with a ditch to control the water. You'll see on the left there, I've got a road culvert that needs to be installed at the lowest point of the driveway. I did do that, however, the camera was dead and I didn't get any video footage of me installing the culvert. But it did work out good, didn't have no issues. Went and got all this graded, put gravel on it. Again, like I say, the camera was dead and I didn't get no video of putting gravel on the driveway.
Okay, I'm installing a yard hydrant. I've had the worst luck out of this dang yard hydrant. Basically, I let the fitting, the glue fitting, fall into the water whenever I was installing it, and it didn't allow the glue to dry like it should have, and it has been one more mess trying to get it to go back together. So I backed up and funded, went back to the hardware store, decided to do a different route this time. We used metal. Actually glued on this fitting here and the reducer yesterday. Let it dry overnight, and I'm going to install it today, so I shouldn't have no issues. Also, I used Teflon on the other fitting I put on, which don't think I had no troubles with it, but while I was at the house I went ahead and got my plumbing paste. I like using it better anyway. That'll work fine. Now the fun part is getting this thing to thread to start on in. Shovel that out a little bit.
Now I'm starting to grade the driveway with the gravel on it and smooth it out some and get some compaction in the gravel so that I'm expected rain by the end of the day, and then that way it won't wash away and it won't seep through the loose gravel to get my dirt wet underneath and create mud. So now I'm just smoothing it out and doing a little bit of compaction with the skid steer. The Caterpillar 262 skid steer, that thing's a beast, man. It does really well. It works real well, and I can't say enough good about it. Those tracks, over the tire tracks it has on it, man, them things are awesome.
Okay, now let's go and see if we got water, which we hope we do. See what kind of mess we've gotten into. I still got a leak out at the meter I've got to address, but hopefully okay, got water there. Let's go down here. This is the one that's been giving us the biggest fit, and see if it stays together. I've got to fix these, compact that. I filled that in the rain the other day, so I didn't get the compaction it needed, so I've got to address that. Once it dries up, it's just way too wet right now. Okay, little birds. Oh, my hydrant was partially open. Good, maybe it drained the air out of it. That's what I was coming down to do. Okay, let's open this up and see what happens. Looking to see if I had air in the system, but I don't believe I do. Good, 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 good. That's the way we want to see it. Okay. Last time I turned it off, it blew up. It didn't this time. That's good news. Good news. All right. I need to put a little concrete around that, or I might just use crusher run and pack it in real good. But it doesn't seem to be blowing up. That's better than it was last time. Okay.
Now we're going to start grading around this barn. Right now, it doesn't actually look like it, but the water actually does run into the barn. It doesn't have no downslope from the barn away from it. And they're wanting us to put 12 feet of stone out from the barn where they can walk all the way around it. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now. There's also a stump right there next to that barn door I'm trying to dig up right now without tearing up the foundation or anything, and it's coming out. It's just not the most graceful thing. Eventually the barn door falls. You'll see me fix that here shortly, but no damage. I get the dirt out and go from there. Okay, now you'll see me start wrestling this dadgum door. It just won't stay up like it's supposed to. What's happened is it runs with a track, and it's got two wheels that run on that track, and it's sort of loose at the top, and it's hard to make it do what I need it to. So I get this piece of pipe and try to use leverage, and I get it up there, but then I go by it again and bump it, and it comes back off. So I take the skid steer bucket and get it back on its track to the best I can, and then I finish digging out around this thing and cause positive drainage to where water will flow away from it. Smooth it up, and then we'll put some gravel on it. Alright, now I'll bring in my dump truck and start dumping the gravel in, then take the skid steer and smooth it out. Again, I'm trying to stay about 12 foot out from the edge of the barn. They're wanting to be able to walk all the way around this barn and not get so muddy, and keep the horses out of the mud as much as they can. What a house of a tractor you just heard start up. That's my Kubota L2000. Little old tractor I found off of Marketplace I think I paid $1,500 for it. It came with the scrape blade, and it is a real hoss, let me tell you. But anyway, it does a good job for what I'm using it for. It don't set no land speed records by no means, and it takes about twice the amount of time to do a job that I quote with it. It just doesn't move dirt as quickly as I would like for it to, but it does what it needs to do for now. Here's a last minute project before I leave that the customer wanted me to do. There's a burn pile there of brush they had burnt from the property, and they just want me to bury it in this old house spot, old foundation spot that used to be there. So on this project I used the chain harrow or chain har to plant grass with. Use it with the spikes down to sow it, then to turn it over to the flat side to cover the seed, to not have to use straw on this site since it's so big of a site. Anyhow, the tractor broke down, so I had to finish it with the skid steer here. So that's what you're seeing now. Well guys, thank you so much for staying to the end of the video and watching the project that I did here at Spirit Farms Equestrian Center. Thank you again, and I do appreciate you watching. If you would, like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would help me tremendously.